Hey you guys, it's your girl Kelsey, aka the Shy Wanderlust. Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, I am here with pretty much a list of cruise essentials that I think that you will probably need when you go on a cruise. And all of these items would actually be listed below. So let's jump right into the list. All right, the first thing that I have on my list is something that I think you would need in your actual cruise cabin. Now, it really depends on the person, and it really depends on who you're with, because if you're solo, it makes a difference. If you're with somebody in the cabin, it makes a difference. So for me, it was absolutely needed because I get hot when I sleep. No matter where I am, if I'm at home, if I'm in a hotel, on a cruise ship, I get hot. And instead of just jumping up and fooling around with the thermostat, I wanted to bring a fan. And this is just like a little portable fan. It's pretty small. It may look huge on camera because I'm pretty close up to my face, but it's actually a sizable, like, look at it compared to my hand. And I have pretty small hands, y'all. I have pretty small hands, pretty small wrists, so it's pretty small. It fit right into my carry-on bag, and you just plug it up using a USB port. So this thing is absolutely amazing. It's powerful. Again, all these items that I'm listing will be in listed below. They are all actually on Amazon. You know, you wouldn't have a hard time finding them at all. But the reason why I mentioned, you know, being with somebody in a room, because everybody's body temperature is different, right? So nobody likes to fight over, you know, a thermostat. You may like it cold in a room, the other person may like it hot. So I'd say, you know what, get you a fan, let them have their way, let them play with the thermostat, and here you go. You won't be hot. Let them be hot, let them do what they want to do, but you can have your fan and you can be good to go. All right, you guys, the next thing on my list, and I'm not going in any particular order. I'm not sticking strictly with, you know, your cruise cabin. I'm not sticking with anything on the port. I'm just not really going in a particular order. But the next thing that you need to have on your list, regardless of what type of phone you have, you need to have some type of protector for your phone, a waterproof protector at that. So this is the one I have. I have an iPhone 13. I had to think about it because, you know, there's so many of them, but I have an iPhone 13, and this here, which I think is amazing. I actually tested it when I got it, and what I did was I took a piece of paper towel and I enclosed it in here. All of the little holes and all these areas here are actually closed up, so no water gets into it. So this is amazing. It has like a little wrist strap on it. I took this into an ocean, into the pool, and my phone did not get wet at all. And what was actually shocking to me, because I was looking at the reviews, and a lot of people said when they were using this on their phone and they were recording, they couldn't hear themselves. But actually I tested it and I could hear myself just fine with these coverings on the hole even, and they come with like extras and all that stuff. But this thing is amazing, and you need to get one of these. Like I said, regardless of what phone you got, iPhone, Samsung, whatever, get you one of these. All right, you guys, the next thing on my list I think is actually a must-have, even when you're not even traveling. I think this is something that you need to keep in your car, but I think this is amazing when you go on a cruise, and it is a travel size first aid kit. Now this thing here, I'm not going to sit up here and take everything out of this bag. It actually has like 100 pieces, and it comes with all kind of stuff you can stitch yourself up with, you know, anything that you need if you hurt yourself. And you know, it doesn't necessarily need a hospital room or a doctor, and you can do it yourself. It's in that bag. In this bag, it's in this bag. So I'd say you absolutely need it. Again, this can be taken with you regardless if you're traveling or not. Keep one in your car, whatever. It is a must-have. All right, you guys, the next thing on my list is something that is really needed, especially if you're a solo traveler like me, because you know, y'all, you watch my channel, you know that I love to go on solo, not just traveling, but solo adventures, period. Do everything solo. But this is something that you need if, like, again, if you're solo, you don't have anyone to take pictures for you, get you a selfie stick. And this is a good, affordable selfie stick. It is really sturdy. It actually has like little legs on here where it can help you. It's basically like a tripod. And this is how it looks as a tripod, you know, standalone tripod here, and it has a little remote here, a Bluetooth remote button, and as well as, you know, like the little phone holder. You just pop open these areas and you just put your phone in here, and of course you have the, it's pretty long actually. I won't be able to show it on this video, but it's pretty long. It can get up there. Nice selfie stick. So this is definitely a must-have. All right, the next thing I would say you would need on your cruise, and this is another one that's actually for your cabin, is these little magnetic hooks here. And I got them in this little pack. I just have them sticking together here, so, you know, so they won't actually get lost or whatever, because I lose things. You know, my memory is terrible, so I lose things. But these can be perfectly used for, you know, if you go on a cruise and they give you like an itinerary. Not everyone likes to use the cruise app with itinerary, so they give you like paper itinerary and documents and all that stuff. And most cruises, the one that I know of, most of the walls in the cabins are actually metal, so you can use these to stick your items on the wall. So you can, like say if you got a show that you're going to or something, some type of ticket, anything that you need paper that has anything to do with paper, you can use these to stick on your wall. Because like I said, I'm forgetful, and you know, I will get out of that room and just completely forget like what I'm about to do, like on my itinerary. So in order to remember, I think it's perfect to have some type of magnetic clip in order to place these items on the wall, so I can, you know, quickly look at them before I walk out of that room. All right, the next item that I have on my list is, again, another cruise cabin must-have. And near your bathroom, and you know, on cruise ships you can't have like candles or anything, any of that stuff. So, you know, when you have to, you know, you have to do the do, if you will. This will be perfect for it. This here, it is potpourri, and this is literally a travel size potpourri. It's a citrus scent, original citrus scent, and it smells so good. It's so small, it's almost as small as a chapstick. I just put it in my toiletry bag, and before I do the do, because you know everybody have to do the do, you're not exempt from doing the do as a human or any kind of mammal. So in order to make sure it smells amazing in there, just spray a little quick spray in the toilet before you do the do. And I'm gonna keep saying like that, before you do the do, and you will have an amazing smell. Because the cruise cabins are so small, and you know, especially the bathrooms are normally pretty tiny, and that smell, you don't want that leaking out, you know, into the actual cabin. So use some potpourri, it's amazing. All right, you guys, the next thing that I have on my list goes in your cabin as well. And they already have a few of these like in the bathroom area, sometimes out in the cabin next to the door, the entry door. But there's nothing wrong with having a few extra. So I would say get you some very strong or pretty strong magnetic hooks. So these are the hooks that I have that I'm referring to. They're pretty small, but they're very strong. Again, they would stick right onto the wall of the door. And you can use these to hang up, like, you know, your towels. They're pretty strong. They would hold up towels. They would also hold up, you know, like a wet swimsuit or wet swim shoes, whatever you need to hang up on the wall where you need extra hooks. And these, they come in like they come in a nice sizable pack. Again, these will be listed below. But you can use these hooks again for just hanging up stuff to make sure they dry. Like I said, your swimsuit, your bath towel, whatever you need. A lot of cruise cabins, I noticed, they actually have like a hook. Well, it's like more like a string hook inside the shower in the bathroom in the cruise cabin, where you can hang up to dry your swimsuit. But you don't want that hanging above you when you're trying to take a shower. So use these hooks here. They have a few hooks, but there's other things that you may need to put on those hooks. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a few extra hooks. All right, you guys, the next thing that I have on my list is not actually about a cruise cabin. Well, actually it could be, but not really. I would say, you know, when you're out in the pool area, or even if you're on the beach, if you go to like a Caribbean location, a Caribbean port or whatever, and you have a beach and you want to remember where you put your towel, you want to use these towel clamps. And when I say they come in all kind of cute shapes and sizes and all that stuff on Amazon, these are pretty basic ones, but they're, you know, all these cute assorted colors. And you can use them to, of course, like I said, remember where you put your towel on, like a beach chair or on a chair on the deck of the cruise on the ship. And you want to just place these on there and just clamp them to your towel and your chair, so you can, of course, remember, or just identify, you know, because there's so many people. And, you know, with the cruise, they the ones that I know of, they give you towels. You can't take a towel on a cruise. They give you towels, so they all look alike. So you don't want to forget, you know, which towel you had or which chair you had. So use these cute clamps here. Same thing on a beach, and so you can identify your stuff. All right, you guys, next thing I have on my list here is actually a suitcase or carry-on case or suitcase bag, whatever you use to take your items, your clothes onto a cruise. This is something I think you need, and it is actually a tag. In most cruise lines, they actually have like specific tags. This one is actually a Royal Caribbean tag. And what they'll have you do is, once you know, get all your information and you pay for your cruise, they'll send you like a packet, basically, telling you, you know, what you need. You know, you'll need your passport and all that stuff. And then also it has your suitcase tag on there, which will have your name. It'll have your cabin number as well. And you have to print that out, which they like for it to be in color. So you have to print that out, and then this is what you would use. You would slip that into here, and this is what you would tap on to your suitcase, which has this cute little clamp here at all. And I have a pack here that came with a bunch of them. So again, this is a Royal Caribbean one. I think each of them have like a different size one, where you could just type it in if you're going on a specific cruise. Let's say you're going on a Carnival cruise, just type in. But this one will be linked below for Royal Caribbean. All right, you guys, the next thing that I have on my list is another cabin must-have. I have a bunch of those on this list if you haven't noticed, but another cabin must-have. And this is pretty much a power surge. I would call it like a power surge, more than a power bar. Or I guess you could say like a power cube or a power bar, whichever you want to call it. But it has like extra plugs, as you can see, that you just plug it in. And it also has these USB plugs. It has 3 of them here. And the reason why I say use this, or it's a necessity, is because a lot of cruise cabins, they don't have that many plugs. I know the last cruise I went on, they only had like 2 plugs in a room. And if it's more than one person, you're going to need more than 2 plugs in your room. So this gives you some extra plugs here, as well as some USB cord here, or plugs I would say here. And this one is actually cruise safe, because you want to make sure that when you purchase one of these, you want to make sure that it is actually cruise safe, because you don't want it to actually be like a regular surge that you would use in your home. That is pretty dangerous. It can cause a fire. You don't want to do that. So I think this is a major necessity. All right, you guys, the next thing on my list, I would kind of say it's a cruise cabin necessity, but not really. But yes, really, most cruises, some of them have like press rooms, or you can get your clothes ironed and pressed, and probably like a laundry type room. And some of them charge, some of them don't. I think most of them charge for that. So in order to avoid that, you want to get you some Downy wrinkle releaser. And what you basically do with this, you guys, is you can use it in your closet or in the bathroom, whichever way you want to do it. It depends on how wrinkled your clothes are. But you would just spray a nice amount on your clothing. Like say you have a nice dress, and you know they don't allow irons on cruise ships, so that's another hazard. That's a fire hazard. So they don't allow irons or steamers or anything like that. So you want to use a Downy to just spray a quick layer on your clothes, and you want to straighten it out, and you can leave it hanging in your closet. Or if you got something that got like some real tough wrinkles, you can put it in your bathroom and like turn the shower on hot, and let that steam also help to release those wrinkles. This stuff is amazing. All right, you guys, the next thing I have on my list is a necessity for even when you're not cruising. It just depends on the person. It is a motion sickness supplement. And what I use is Dramamine. And I like to use the non-drowsy kind because I really don't want to be drowsy on a cruise. I'm trying to experience and have a good time and not miss any of the action on a cruise. So I don't want to be drowsy and have to go sleep. What I did with this, you guys, is I took the recommended amount and I took it about an hour to an hour and a half before I got on the cruise ship. I also took another recommended dose about 24 hours after that. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have any motion sickness. I know on the first day of my last cruise, I really felt like the movement, and I'm not even really a person that gets sick like that. And I don't really have motion sickness like that. I know a lot of people that actually have motion sickness being in a car, all that stuff, just anything. But I think this is a really good way to make sure you stay on top of that. They have the pills, the supplements, they have different brands you can try. They also have patches that you can use. All right, you guys, the next thing that I have on my list is something that I think you would need, especially not just nowadays, but if you are going on a cruise to just even a Caribbean cruise, you know, somewhere you know you're going to need your passport, is this cute passport holder. I know you guys, it's pretty hard to see and read it, but on the top it says the word passport, and it has the US seal on it and has the United States passport right here on this area. But this one is amazing because not only is it nice and sizable, but it'll fit inside of your, you know, your bag, your purse, your wallet, whatever. And it has like this little magnetic snap. But not necessarily, I wouldn't say, well, I guess it would be a snap, but it's magnetic, so it's not easy to open while it's sitting in your bag. And of course you can have here your passport on this side. It came with this little pin. I mean, I didn't even know it was gonna come with that, but it come like this little small little pin. And on this side, it, of course, with, you know, nowadays you have your COVID vaccine card, and you just have all your information. And if you open it up, on this side, it has like little slots for, you know, your credit card or your ID or whatever you need is right here. So I think this thing is absolutely amazing. I love it and I really recommend it. All right, you guys, the next thing that I have on my list is a necessity that I think everybody needs, especially if you go to like a Caribbean location, are some swim shoes. And I like to wear these because, you know, when you go on the beach that got all those rocks and all that stuff, or even when the sand is really hot, these will protect your feet. And you can wear them in the ocean, in the pool, in the shower, wherever. I love these things. I will absolutely always recommend them. And they're easy to actually wash, because to get that sand, all that sand, you know, sand gets in everywhere. To get all that sand out, you can wash them. You can, you can rinse them off in the shower. Anything you need to do with these shoes, you can do. All right, you guys, the next thing on my list is, again, a packing necessity. And I think that everybody needs this, especially if you're going on a cruise. You know, you don't want to take too much stuff, or you don't want to overpack, and you want to make sure you're able to fit everything into your suitcase. I think you need some packing cubes. And of course, this is going to be listed in the items below, but this one comes with a variety of different sizes that you have here, from smaller to the pretty big ones here. And it has a smaller one here, and they have one actually for your shoes as well. These are amazing. They fit a lot of stuff. And what I really like about this one in particular is because they actually have these cute little bags. These are, I like to use them as laundry bags. So, like, you know, when instead of putting your dirty clothes and mixing them in with your clean clothes in your suitcase, if you don't unpack, some people unpack, but if you don't want to do that, use these bags to put like your dirty clothes into, to keep them separated from your clean clothes. As well as, it comes with two, this big one here and this smaller one. But what I actually like to use this one for is to put my shoes, my swim shoes that I just showed you, into them, especially if it still have like some leftover sand, and I don't want all that sand all up in my suitcase. So I use this smaller one here. And the next item that I actually have on my list, it falls in line with the packing cubes that I just showed you because it came with it. It is a toiletry bag, and not just a toiletry bag, but a hanging toiletry bag. But this one here, it is on the smaller side, but it is a nice size for me. They do have bigger ones if you have more people that's gonna be in your cabin, but this one is a great size for me. It has like this little handle, and then once you open it, it has like different compartments where you put all your stuff, and you can just hang it because it has this hook on here. Just hang it on one of those hooks that I showed you earlier, or one of the hooks that are already in the bathroom. And I just like the fact that it has like all these compartments here, and it fits everything. All right, you guys, the last thing on my list of necessities and must have is something that I think you need, of course when you go on a cruise, but also specifically when you go, like when you're docked somewhere and you go on a port, and especially if the port has a beach or a pool, I think you need a beach bag. And this one that I have here, it is just a mesh bag. It has, of course, like the little bottom here so none of your stuff will fall out. And this one has a pocket as well. And it's nice and sizable, y'all. When I took this on my cruise, when I tell you it fit everything, all the stuff a lot of this stuff actually that I had, not all of it, but a lot of the stuff that I had, like you got some sunscreen, suntan lotion, aloe, water, whatever, everything you need fits right here in this bag. And it is so cute. It comes in different colors. And it's amazing. You just keep it close to you, put it on your arm, on your shoulder, keep it close to you, you're good to go. All right, you guys, those were all the items that I recommend that you get for your cruise. There are plenty of the things that I would say you would need, which I may put in another list at a later time. But those are the main things I think that you should absolutely have when you go on a cruise. A lot of these things are very, very affordable. They can fit in a little nook and cranny. They don't take up too much space. They are absolutely amazing, and they are absolutely needed. And again, I will have everything listed below, and a lot of these things will also be on my Amazon store, which I will have linked below as well. Now, I do want to let you guys know that anytime that you purchase anything off of my Amazon store or any of the links that I provide below, I do get a small commission off of that, but that would absolutely just help my channel. So I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And when you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so when I post new videos like these, you will be notified. I want to really hope that God continues to bless you guys. I love y'all. Deuces.